affecting Kam Chancellor's playtime. Looking at the history of players holding out and how it worked out once they hit another team or were paid the money they were looking for or whatever happened. Um, Looking at not hoping that another strike happens, but looking in the history of players that held out, they were mighty questionable after their holdout, not going to their practices and playing and not playing with their team and being there. Participation is just like if you were to get an education and go to school and try to get a degree somewhere, just like that. It's no different in the real world. That's why you go to school to prepare for the real world. If you can take what they give you there and use that as a tool for moving on into the world. But as far as him not being there, I just disagree with anybody who would want to argue a player, an NFL player, that argue and say that he'll be 100% the same and that he'll be groomed just the same as any other NFL player that had been there and has participated and hasn't missed an event unless it was some medical or something. They weren't there for a good reason. Um, they just never were the same. So now the question I'm wondering is, should the Seahawks really consider just moving away from this guy, doing a Carson Palmer on him, like what the Bengals did with Carson Palmer back when Palmer had his ordeal with the team, and then they eventually traded him off to the Raiders because they could still use Kam Chancellor as a tool to get something really nice. As far as like the draft goes, get a draft pick like in the first round or something crazy like that for him. So the Seahawks have a lot of options away in, but still, when he comes back on the field, is it the question is now is what's he gonna be like? Is he gonna get injured? Um, you know, he's not gonna be the same guy. The guys that are in there right now, that are all around the league, being playing safety, that have been there, are, in my opinion, gonna play a little bit better than Kam Chancellor. I think yeah, he ruined it for himself. He might maybe be able to get it if he gets in there within a certain amount of time and doesn't hold out all year or late into the year. He might be able to get a wind, a second win maybe, and get back in there for the second half of the year. But right now, I think he's blown it big time in all those perspectives that I just threw out there. Thanks. That's my opinion. Peace.